Hey guys, James here again. This is going to be what if Luffy was Roger's reincarnation. This what if Luffy would be born the same year as Roger's death, basically. So Roger dies, Dragon does it with some unnamed woman or creature, and Luffy is born as a result. And with this, Luffy will become the reincarnation of Roger, and spoiler, this reincarnation of Joy Boy, or at least some incarnation of Joy Boy. Now, this one, Luffy would be 2 years older than Ace and Sabo, which would mean he is 3 years older than... 3 years older than Zoro and Sanji. 9 years younger than Robin, and I don't know. Actually, not 9 years. I'd probably say, Robin's, 30 post-time skip. Luffy, she's 6 years older than Luffy. So, yeah. Pause real quick. Alright, so Luffy is put with with Garp, and Garp ends up, raising Luffy. And Garp trained Luffy a lot, because Luffy was, his only kid he had to be around. And Luffy was actually put with the bandits before Sabo was. Not Sabo, before Ace was. And with this, whenever Sabo ran away the first time, it was Luffy who found Sabo first. Luffy introduced Ace and Sabo together, and, Luffy started the ASL trio. It's kind of pretty sure it's in the ASL trio is in order oldest to youngest, because Ace was born in January, Sabo in March, Luffy a whole 3 years later, and in May. Pretty sure Luffy's birthday is like National Children's Day in Japan. So yeah, but either way, Luffy is just mainly introducing them, but then ASO Trio is kind of what they go with. And Luffy, with his time in the Great Terminal, because he's been with the bandits for by the time he turned 7, Ace and Sabo were Ace was 5, and with Roger, not with Roger, with Garp probably. Or at least, I don't think he was with Garp, but probably not on the same island. Well, fuck. Ruse died at a relatively young age, and Garp was with her. I'm pretty sure that Luffy and Ace may have already known each other. So, but with how young Ace probably was, and Luffy went to the Bandits, I don't think he would have given Ace to the Bandits just yet. So I'll say that Luffy probably just met Sabo first, and Ace probably ran up to see Luffy, and then yeah. But Luffy having a bit more time in the Great Terminal, he had met Nagari first and trained with Nagari constantly. So Nagari is already his mentor. And Garp does acknowledge that Luffy is already a fighting genius by the time he's 10 years old. So at the time he's 10, Ace and Sabo are 8, and Luffy is kind of like their master. Ace and Sabo use pipes. Luffy sticks barehanded combat because he's good at that. And I'm going to take a bit of inspiration from characters from Lookism. Well, not characters, a character from Lookism. Well, there's also Vasco. Mainly Warren Chain and Vasco are two inspirations for how Luffy is right now. He kind of works out constantly, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, but then add 10 times that, 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 squats, and a 100-kilometer run. Luffy does all that in one day, and then he just fights Blue Jim's crew constantly, and he's better than them all because, he doesn't think this technique, but he through nature and basic education from what Nagari told Luffy about fighting. Luffy kind of mastered Jeet Kune Do at a young age because of how much he fights using Jeet Kune Do. That's how Warren shaded. He kind of had used self-taught Jeet Kune Do without realizing it. And Vasco, he just had the same workout regimen, and he just became strong because the workout regimen. But we go to him meeting Shanks. So when Luffy meets Shanks, he eventually was just in town to see Makino because he was in town for a bit. Because he doesn't really care where he goes. Garp's I prefer you stay with the bandits, but this town's also a good place besides the Great Terminal. So yeah. So Luffy heads in the town, hang out there one day. He sees Shanks. He meets Shanks, and he and his guys immediately run out to just yell at Luffy to fight him. Because Luffy, he has a habit of picking fights with everyone. Blue Jim Screw specifically, but they're already at bay because of Luffy. He's been cut, almost shot, almost stabbed. He's been stabbed once and it was in the arm, but it wasn't really like a knife. It was just a shard of glass. But either way, Luffy had just proceeded to go about and so Luffy would just basically when Higuma bursts in, Luffy and Higuma fight. And Shanks is like about to stop Luffy from fighting Higuma because he doesn't know who Luffy is. Maki just pulls Shanks back saying, "No, no, no. Just watch what happens." Crew's not nervous because Luffy's a kid fighting a grown man. Keep in mind, Luffy's like probably at the most like 5'5", at the most. Probably probably not even that. But like with how short he was as a kid, he's not much older than he was. Like he's like 6 years older. When Luffy's like 5 foot, like 4'8", like between 4'8" and 5 foot. Luffy still fights a whole grown man who's like 8 feet tall. He pretty sure he moves exactly like 9 feet tall though. But Luffy fights Higuma and wins pretty easily, honestly. By the time he's done fighting Higuma, he was on the ground, just covered in bruises with a broken jaw. Like Luffy just like final kick was like final type was like a roundhouse kick right to the jaw. As Higuma hit the ground, Luffy finished it off with a 1-inch punch right at the door. Luffy like the basic ki, and with that, Luffy picked up all the bandits, saying who wants what he had, and all the bandits just immediately walk away, dropping all their guns and knives, and swords and daggers. Yeah, Shanks just laughed and applauded Luffy and high-fived him. He asked Luffy whether or not to fight. Luffy says his grandpa, his master, and then experience. Shanks asked who Luffy's master was. He went, "Oh, it's just some old man named Nagari." And that Shanks is shocked because she tells Luffy he used to know Nagari. Well, not know him, his captain did, but still, Nagari was a notorious pirate. Luffy does say he knows this and that Roger had defeated Nagari at one point, so Shanks did tell Luffy who his like captain was, because Luffy was interested in knowing who his captain was. But still, Shanks like, "Oh yeah, my captain was Roger, and Roger fought Nagari." He's like, yeah, I know the whole story from Nagari himself. So after a bit, Luffy goes to eat the devil fruit. So yeah, like Shanks didn't even know what Luffy's talking about. Luffy said, "Hey, can I have this?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't care. Just don't take my alcohol." Forcing Shanks to turn around to see what Luffy's gonna eat. Luffy already put the whole devil fruit in his mouth and swallowed it. I'm chewing it and swallowed it. And turned around saying, "Wait, eat what?" Because you realized the fruit was next to him and didn't know if the test was locked or not. He turned around saying, "Luffy, what'd you just eat?" He said, "I don't know, some bad tasting purple fruit. You have a weird tasting. You have a weird tasting fruit, man." Then Shanks immediately started like slap Luffy in the back, saying, "Spit it out, spit all of it out, every last drop of it." But immediately, Luffy cannot spit any of it out, and Shanks was just mad at Luffy, telling Luffy that was a devil fruit. Luffy didn't believe Shanks, but Shanks says, "No, I'm telling you, this is true. Dad, this is not good." So, yeah, Luffy Shanks did that weird scene, but yeah. Now, Luffy does not get kind of almost eaten by the Sea King, leading to Shanks keeping his 2 arms. So, yeah. Now, immediately, we just see, I'd say probably just Shanks and his crew leaving. Yeah, stop telling Luffy about Usopp. Luffy says, "Alright then, goodbye." And, yeah. Now, with this, we just go out, go through the story. And, yeah. I don't know where to go from this face, couldn't tell. We can probably just go about the same story. It's just Luffy is using his devil fruit a lot more effective in fighting and is able to do it decently well. But he also knows how to fight in Blue Diamond Crew's a little too scared of Luffy. Then Sabo's dad can get that many guards. So even if there is that many guards, Luffy's basically bulletproof, and Ace and Sabo are a lot stronger, so they're able to fight off the guards. So either way, Sabo's not taken away. Great Eternal Fire does happen, but Luffy's just, he's able to somewhat help everyone out of the fire. And when the bandits do come in, because Blue Diamond and his crew thought it was the greatest opportunity to kill Luffy, they realized that blades did work on him. So they went in, and one of them stabbed Luffy right in the back with a small dagger. And Dadan and one of the bandits, I'm gonna say Dagara, the short guy. Dagara happened to be exploring, not exploring, but running through the fire just to make sure Ace and Sabo are okay. Same with Luffy. Well, mainly Ace and Sabo, because Luffy can take care of himself. We ran in to see the bandits plotting. The Blue Diamond Pirates plotting. He immediately ran to Dadan and told her. So they ran out. They heard Luffy yell in pain. They ran out to see Luffy. They ran through to where the scream was, and they saw Luffy on the ground with a stab wound in his back. And immediately before Blue Diamond can finish off the whole stab, they can just using a sword to cut Luffy in half. Suddenly a bullet is fired, and Blue Diamond hits the ground dead. Now immediately Blue Diamond's like, "Who the hell did that?" only for like a pipe to hit him right in the jaw, having his jaw shattered. We're done with that. Now with that, put Chubby at the ground unconscious, and well, the whole crew is taken down by the bandits and Luffy and Ace and Sabo. Now, Jack actually watched this questioning, how strong was Luffy? But then Luffy the Sabo and just dropped everyone he could in like on sight. So yeah. But after this, we have to go on to, like, I'd say probably just the Great Fire ending. Garp arrives just to check on Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, and he has what happened to Luffy because Luffy just in bed the whole time. And I was like, oh yeah, some pirates didn't like Luffy because he beat them up so much from stopping. Like, he tried to stop them from doing evil things, so he beat them up a lot. And thought of this as a great opportunity to take advantage of his kindness, and they stabbed him. So, yeah. Probably is he alive at least? Luffy just put his thumbs up saying, "Oh, I'm alive and well, just tired." Don's like, yeah, he's also burned, but he'll be fine. Well, that's when Dogger's like, we're all burned, but yeah. So, pause real quick. Alright, so, the next step would probably just, actually, there's not really much, according to the story, next, besides the Ace and Luffy growing up without Sabo and being depressed about it for like a month or two. Then it should go into like, we'll become pirates in Sabo's honor. Or we'll be strong pirates in Sabo's honor. But we're not depressed at all, actually. And Dragon kept a better eye on Luffy because he had a bigger interest in Luffy. So yeah, at this point, Luffy also actually did learn, like... Wait, I forgot to go to something to say. So Luffy kind of has like a small reputation of being considered just as a karate user. But Luffy in this one would mainly use various forms of kung fu and actually did learn karate over time. So I'll say like to make up for his very elastic body and just to make him more durable, he had learned also because he's a protagonist in this One Piece where people being durable as just a regular human is given. Luffy's Kyokushin karate that he learned actually did make up for him being very vulnerable to knives, where he kind of learned a pseudo tekai. Not pseudo tekai, actually kind of learned like his own version of it. But like his tekai kind of can be channeled throughout his whole body. So he can channel throughout his whole body, or can just do it all at once and keep moving. But if he keeps moving, he's slowed down by like half of the power that half of his speed is slowed down. So yeah. But still. Basically, Luffy just learned Tekai, because I kind of thought like the idea from like Kuro, like because Kuro kind of had his own Soru technique, or like a very bad version of Soru. Luffy has like a very bad version of Tekai. Well, it's not bad, actually, a pretty decent version, actually a bit better in my opinion. But when he tries to channel it, there's like a single limb or single part of his body. It's a lot weaker than average Tekai, and it leaves him a lot more vulnerable. So yeah, but he can do basic Tekai. Then if he wants to do Tekai while moving, he's a lot slower. So he's not as good with it, but still he's decently good with it. So yeah. But eventually, well, they all do set sail at 17. Luffy turned 17 first, and he left. So yeah, at this point, Ace and Sabo were like 15. So yeah, because Luffy's 2 years older. He's older than them both. So. Maybe, let me figure this out real quick. If Luffy's at say like a whole like 5 years before the current story even starts, at this point, comparing the Triad crew ages, Jinbei at this point is like 43. Robin is like, well, she's like 25. Frankie is about 31. Zoro is 21, 20. 19, 18, 17, Zoro 16, Sanji 16, Chopper's 10, Nami is, at this point, she's like 20 exactly, I believe, so she'd be like 15. She's younger than Ace and Sabo. How old is Nami? I'm pretty sure she's 19. Fuck, I forgot. I'll check how old Nami is. She's a year older than canonical Luffy, so she'd be about, Zoro and Sanji they're 16. That'd make Nami like, what? Yeah, she's like 15. So, Usopp is about, like, Usopp's very young at this point. Usopp's like 12. So yeah, it was like the whole crew. When it's Brook, but Brook's age doesn't matter because he's a skeleton and he didn't go through any major changes besides power. So, yeah. Power and fame. But yeah, so this kind of leaves Luffy like sailing around the whole East Blue for like a whole year and finding his crew. Well, found potential members. His first place that he actually hit up was Syrup Village, and spent the whole time there with Usopp. Like spent like 6 months there with Usopp, and that's just helping Usopp get stronger. Because everyone questioned who he was, and Luffy says he's there on request of Usopp's father. When they heard that, they're amazed. Usopp's like, you know my father. What do you look like? Luffy described Yasopp to a T, and Usopp's like, that is what he looks like. So Luffy just trains Usopp, and then eventually, by the time he thinks Usopp is strong enough, he leaves. And then tells Usopp to focus on sniping, but just don't be good at one thing. It's like the basics of some martial arts, but still. So yeah. Eventually with that, Luffy did leave again. Then, on his East Blue journey, he came across another island, being, I'd probably say it's Nami's Island. That's like one island that I think would be notable is Nami's Island. So he came across Kokoyashi Village. He arrived there. When he arrived, he just kind of wandered through it till he's confronted by a fishman. So Nami at this point is, I believe I said like fuck. It's like 15. Screw it. I don't care. She's 15, and she's like, she's just talking to one of Arlong's like fishmen. And with that, they're kind of pressuring her into just like trying to extort her town. And Luffy does realize that they're kind of like scaring Nami. That Luffy grabbed the shoulder of the fishman, squeezing it, and the guy just fell to his knees in pain and just like holding on to like other like trying to pull Luffy's arm off of him. Luffy immediately picked him up and threw him like into Arlong Park full force. The thing is, Nami had never seen anyone do that besides like Arlong. Now, everyone's immediate thought when they saw Luffy do this is someone who's probably as strong as Arlong is. So, yeah. Because he's displayed a feat that they've only seen Arlong do, and that is throw someone through buildings, through trees, and into Arlong Park from the distance that they're in. They think Luffy is a potential Arlong level person. They don't think he's a threat because he's not really a pirate. He's just on a small dinghy. Luffy at this point, by the way, isn't wearing what you see here, not just yet. He's wearing more like just like a white button-up shirt, and has the shirt open, than just basic red shorts. But Arlong just dashes at Luffy full speed as he sees who did it. As he dashes at Luffy, he just gets his head grabbed and slammed into the ground full force. And Luffy threw him in the air, then just yelled Gomu Gomu no hook kick, or Gomu Gomu no sickle kick. And that kick just hit Arlong like right in the ribs full force as Luffy just kind of like a roundhouse kick, but then his leg stretched, finishing the kick itself without Luffy doing a full turn. Now with that, the kick had hit Arlong the ribs, breaking them all. But Luffy curled his toes up, and with his force, he did break every single one of Arlong's ribs. Well, the momentum and just sheer force. So with Arlong's ribs broken, Arlong just hit the ground coughing up blood. That's Luffy wasn't. Luffy says his name is Straw Hat Luffy. Luffy still has a straw hat, so yeah. And that's like Luffy's pirate name for himself, because even Sabo were like, hey, Luffy, what would your pirate name be? Luffy thinks about it, saying Straw Hat Luffy, probably because of my hat. And Sabo like, I don't know mine. But Ace does think the name Firefist Ace sounds cool, but he doesn't know where the fire would come from. Sabo just says Sabo, D-O-K, I guess. As long as his name is known. But yeah, so Arlong just hits the ground, and then as he just remembers the name of Straw Hat Luffy, he still just like uppercutted right in the face and sent flying like off Kokoyashi Village completely and knocked out. But with that, the rest of Arlong's fishermen attack Luffy, and the villagers would watch as Luffy takes them all down with relative ease. And eventually Arlong does come back up and rush at Luffy, like he came back out like from Arlong Park and just like running at Luffy wielding a sword. Luffy just straight up like dodges the attack and breaks the blade. He kind of just grabbed it and snapped it off. Using the snap off half, he shoves it right into Arlong's chest, making Arlong cough up more blood. Then he kicks Arlong into the water, telling someone like Arlong does not deserve life. Like Sure said that Arlong does not deserve to live. So yeah. Pause. After Arlong and all the fishermen are defeated, but we just see Luffy who just goes about and one main thing about it was basically just once they're all defeated, he didn't know. I don't know what to do with them besides them just retreating, because there'd be no Marines besides Nezumi. But once all of Arlong and the fishermen are defeated, Luffy is staying in the East Blue for a relatively long time. And a lot of pirates that he knows of, including Whitebeard, have had territories that are theirs. So along all this fisherman retreat, only one that didn't retreat was Hachi. Then Luffy asks Hachi why. Hachi then says he doesn't want to leave before apologizing to the villagers. So confused Luffy why he'd want to apologize with how he acted. Hachi explains his whole situation. This actually includes the whole story of Fisher Tiger and everything. Luffy actually did feel bad for Hachi, that Hachi just wanted to go along with someone he respected so much, but he never thought he'd get this out of hand. Now, I asked the villagers if they accept his apologies, and Hachi says yes, but his biggest apology would go to Belmere. Now with that, Hachi ends up actually going and getting some flowers and putting them on Belmere's grave and leaving. Now with that, Luffy should grab the back of Hachi's shirt, telling Hachi to become his ally. Put his hand out, and Luffy said this message also extends to Jinbei if you ever see him. He thinks it'd be cool to meet him. Now with that, Hachi does leave, and well, first he heads to Fishman Island to see Jinbei. He owes Luffy a big favor for letting him leave alive and apologize to the villagers. He actually has Jinbei hear him out. Jinbei agrees. And, well, Hody hears what they did, but then hears that one lowly person beat down that many fishermen that easily. And the thing is, he's not even a pirate. He's just some random guy that came in on a dinghy. Well, at least they know he's not a pirate. For what they know, he's not a pirate. This discourages Hody completely from his whole, all humans should die plan. If one human beat down that many pirates that easily. And they're fishermen pirates that know fisherman karate. They're strong and notorious. They're Fisherman Tiger's crew. They're this strong. So, Luffy is just a whole different breed of human from what they know of. But, Jinbei just hear what Luffy said, and Jinbei then chuckles, saying, if a kid is willing to go that far to protect a random town he came across, I may just have to know how he operates. Plus, he's not treating you with discrimination, he's being nice to you and generous. So, yeah. So, Jinbei is kind of curious on how a human would act like that towards some evil fisherman, quote unquote. But Jinbei actually has a big interest in Luffy right now. But eventually we move on to just Luffy. Well, not move on, we go back to Luffy. Or in Kokogashi villagers thank Luffy, so it's mainly Gen. But it's how Luffy just destroys all of Arlong Park. Well, not destroy it, but kind of just takes apart everything he doesn't like about it, and that's why he's not bringing the whole thing down. Luffy does make this place his base of operations. Gen immediately asks if Luffy's a pirate. He wants to be one, but he probably only come here if he needs a break. They're so you're not gonna extort us or anything? No, if I need a little bit of money, I'll just ask. But I probably won't need any. Then he jumps right off the top of the newly put Straw Hat Tower. Once he lands on the fence, Gen immediately told Luffy that the villagers owe him. They're willing to rebuild this whole place just for Luffy. Luffy thanked them, and Nami asks Luffy why he's being so nice and why he didn't kill Hachi. And Luffy says because, Hachi didn't have any evil intentions. He obviously felt bad, but still, he went about his life the wrong way. So he was being nice to him. But, Luffy just talks to Nami for a bit, and Nami does realize that Luffy, despite being this young, is still really strong. Or does realize that someone that's strong is just not much older than her. She's 2 years older. So, yeah. Wait, so... Luffy he's 4 years older than Nami, so she's 12 at this point. I fucked up my aging, I think. Let me pause real quick. She's 13. I messed that up. So she's 13, and yeah. Nami and Luffy do talk, and eventually, this does kind of set up Nami and Luffy Nami wanting to be in Luffy's truth, how he acts. He's a pirate or wants to be one, but he's like this. He's simply just this nice. Now with this, Luffy just stays there for a few weeks, and the whole Arlong Park is rebuilt to fit Luffy. A lot of it's painted red and black, then eventually the whole tower, the tower has a giant Straw Hat logo on it. When the Straw Hat logo is painted onto it, Luffy actually designs his whole Jolly Roger off that design. I need to pause one more time, sorry. But Luffy has his whole base of operations set up, and it's reported that Arlong Park pirates were chased out of Kokogashi Village, or at least chased away, and, the man who did it is by the name of Straw Hat Luffy. So with that, Luffy gains his name Straw Hat Luffy, and he's not down anyone notorious besides Arlong, but his bounty, him taking down Arlong's whole crew by himself, his bounty is boosted up to about 22 million, a bit higher than Arlong, still pretty decently high. So as Luffy just has his whole base of operations, he continues exploring the whole East Blue. Like his whole thing, just exploring. Eventually, he does actually arrive at Kozuki Village. And when he arrives there, he arrives there and meets Zoro, who's 16 years old at this point. Well, he'd be 16, right? Yeah, he'd be 16. Zoro does question who Luffy is, because Luffy just seems to arrive there on a dinghy. Well, not a dinghy, it's a bit bigger than a basic ship. He thinks Luffy's a pirate, or at least some very broke merchant, but he's a pirate first. Luffy says he's just here to explore. With that, Zoro just says if he's a pirate, he's not welcome. Because he's a pirate, but he doesn't mean any trouble. Only for Zoro to dash at Luffy using yelling onigiri, saying, "Get out." The moment that Zoro used onigiri, he had messed up. Luffy had dodged it, then it put Zoro right in the ribs. Zoro hit the ground holding his ribs, coughing a lot, coughing heavily. Even a bit of blood came out. Luffy says he's not here to fight, just here to buy some stuff. But with that, all the Ishin Dojo came out. Even Kosho came out to just question what happened. But they see Zoro on his knees, holding just coughing up blood. They all attack Luffy, and Luffy drops them all. So as Luffy had defeated, basically everyone in from the dojo, just not Koshiro, he was still decently strong. So, as Luffy just basically ends up going about and, I'd say probably just, after defeating the whole dojo and just evenly matching Koshiro, possibly. Koshiro, I assume, probably be very strong, but I don't like him that much. I'd say Luffy beats him. But I think a few things that that are in his notes that he knew, techniques from Wano Kuni. He's a descendant of Kozaburo. What's his name, Kozaburo? Fuck, let me find his name. Alright, so it's Kozaburo, and but Shimosuke Village, not Kozuki. I messed up the Ukis. So Shimosuke. So Shimosuke Village, and Luffy's there, he beats up all the Ishin Dojo, and I assume that Koshiro will be really strong because he's a son of Kozaburo, but maybe, who knows. But Koshiro is barely beaten by Luffy. Luffy just wants to buy some stuff, and he just buy whatever he needs. We actually point out Zoro being really strong, and tells Zoro that if Zoro ever wants to, Luffy he should come out to Kokoshi Village and hang out. He says that's where his base of operation is. That's where his base of operations is, and come by sometime. That Luffy had left, and he heads heads over to Famous I'm messing up the ages. Keep messing up the damn ages. Zoro at this point is I think I said 16. He's like freaking. I was comparing him to Ace and Sabo, not Luffy. This Luffy at least. He's a year older than Nami. That'd make him 14. That'd make him 14. Wait, what is 21 minus 14? No, 24 minus 21. That's 3. So Zoro at this point is 14. Zoro and Sanji are both 14. Sanji's older though. So Sanji and Zoro are 14. Usopp is 12. And Nami's 13. So yeah. But Zoro's 14. But Luffy ends up leaving, and then as he leaves, he heads over to get some food at the Bratier, and that's where he meets Sanji. Now Luffy does say the food's really good, but Sanji can already tell Luffy's somewhat of a pirate, and it's kind of being rude to Sanji. Not Sanji. So Luffy points out that Sanji's being a dick. Sanji says if you have a problem with it, fight me. But Sanji would attack Luffy first, only for all those kicks be blocked, or Luffy just throws Sanji to the side. Everyone's watching this. Sanji is easily handled with no effort by Luffy. Even Zeph joins in, and then Luffy's like, "Oh, you're a bit stronger," and being handling Zeph pretty easily as well. That's Luffy handles them a bit easier with his just being rubber, and it's a lot harder to hit him with brute force. So eventually, Zeph and Sanji are both defeated at once. Luffy says he wasn't here to fight. Well, he was here to fight Sanji. He stayed to fight Sanji, but still. Luffy does leave, comparing Sanji to Sanji, and he actually does say that Sanji's a lot like this moth-headed kid he met once. Like 2-3 weeks ago, but Luffy leaves. He leaves it back to Usopp. Telling Usopp he has a whole base, like a whole pirate base of operations. Telling Usopp that he'll bring them there at one point. Usopp smiled. Luffy actually met Kaya. She had a big interest in Luffy because he's just some cool pirate who actually was being very kind to Usopp and some of the villagers. Like he helped them learn how to fight because they're very kind and trusting. Everyone, just not Usopp, but still, like, you have to be too open and trusting. Some of you need to learn how to fight. So join in with me in Usopp training. Join in with me in Usopp training for a bit. So yeah. As Luffy just goes about, and Kai does actually want to see the base as well, and Luffy allows her to see the base. So Kaya is just Kaya and Usopp go to the base that Luffy has, and knows how big it is and how nice the villagers are. And Luffy had gone to the Baratie and beat up the notorious, strong pirate Zeph, and then beat up all of Ishin Dojo. And the Marines misinterpret this as Luffy just being flat out evil, and just like challenging strong people and beating them all up as much as possible. But in reality, Luffy just like it was just misfortune. That's really all it was. So with this, Luffy just basically got a bounty going from 2 million all the way up to about around 32 million. So about a 10 to 10 million increase. So, eventually Usopp saw this. He trained a lot harder, but actually lived on Kokoyashi Village with Luffy and Nami. Him and Nami along relatively well. Zoro and Sanji, they dug into Luffy, just getting any info from merchants that they could, and eventually they found out where Luffy was. Even Zeph was interested in who Luffy was, because Luffy beat him in a fight. Even with Sanji, he won pretty easily. Zeph even wanted to go see Luffy and brought the Baratie over to Kokoyashi Village just to give them free food. Then I questioned where Luffy was, and then he goes over to Arlong Park to see Luffy just laying down in the beach chair with Hachi just visiting. Because Luffy just has occasional visits from Hachi. Usopp is just there, like, aiming targets, while Nami is practicing her staff with Hachi. Hachi giving her tips on how to swing a blade and comparing it to a staff. Immediately, Sanji burst in saying, "Zoro, fight me again." Luffy just said, "Sure, why not?" Luffy stands up as Sanji attacks him, and Luffy dodges every tackle like it's nothing, and then kicks Sanji into a giant brick wall. Sanji just falls to his knees unconscious. Then Zeph and Luffy fight, and Luffy beats them both pretty easily. Beats Zeph pretty easily. So yeah, and eventually, the Baratie is about to leave. Just to see some green-haired kid on a boat arrive, then yell, "He's your challenge on Try Luffy." Then see Sanji, and Luffy actually did go back to tell Zoro about some blonde-haired, curly-eyebrowed kid that he met, who's a lot like him. So yeah, so Zoro arrived to the blonde-haired, curly-eyebrowed kid, and that's when Sanji had looked at the moss-haired boy that arrived and said, "Mosshead." Then Zoro had then called him curly frybrows. So yeah, that's Sanji's first name for Zoro, Curly Frybrows. Hanji yelled, "What the hell did you call me?" Zoro's like, "What the hell did you call me?" Now with that, Zoro and Sanji have been yelling at each other, only for Luffy to walk out saying, "This is weird. This is a weird coincidence." Usopp and Nami are standing beside Luffy with Hachi in the back, and Zoro would immediately dash at Luffy using onigiri, saying, "I'll end you here." Suddenly, Hachi stands in front of Luffy with his 8 swords drawn, and actually is able to block Zoro's onigiri. Then Hachi just chuckles, saying, "It's 8 years too early." Oh, it's like you're 8 years too early to beat me. So it's an 8 sorcerer style pun because Hachi has 8 arms. So yeah, wait, is it 8 or 6? I forgot. So Hachi uses the 6 sword style, not 8 sword style. I messed that up. So yeah, so Hachi will change his pun like you're 8 years too early to 6 years too early. Now that Zoro is eventually defeated by Hachi, but Hachi is still kind of tired. Hachi called Zoro extremely strong, but still too early to beat him. Zoro got back up, saying he's not done yet, and attacked Luffy again, only for him to be hit right in the ribs by a staff from Nami. That Zoro ended up falling to his knees, holding his ribs, saying, "Damn it! What is that? What is with you and ribs?" As he stares up at Luffy. Just, no, it's easy to break. That's when this thing says. He just like grabs Sanji and Zoro and drags them all the way to now the new Straw Hat Tower or Straw Hat Park. Then throws them two in front of each other, telling them both fight when they're just fight right now. Those are nervous, but just fight against fight against Sanji, and they end up having a draw. Now, Zeph had watched this, very impressed. It then says he may just set up a little restaurant here till Sanji and Zoro, well, they have a decisive winner. They seem to be equals currently. Then eventually, Zoro and Sanji end up being fully healed in a few weeks. They fight again, and, well, they tie again. Zeph can stay at Kokoshi Village till Sanji and Zoro have a decisive winner in a fight. Alright, yeah, so Zoro and Sanji stay at the Bratier, not the Bratier, I mean, stay at Kokoshi Village for a while. Zeph does actually leave for a bit. But yes, she does, like, go back and forth between, like, the Brasier and, like, a small dinghy by himself just to go see Sanji personally. Sanji can still stay up to par, and his training, well, Zoro's a lot more rigorous. Also, they still cannot beat Luffy. And they never see him train, but in reality, Luffy trains through just fighting experience. Whenever he leaves, it's to go fight pirates. That's how he learns and how he trains. Just fight strong people. If he loses, he loses. If he dies, unlikely, but still. He dies, he wins, he loses, he survives, Doesn't matter. And Usopp, Nami, Kaya occasionally does visit. And when Luffy actually did go to bring Usopp to see Kaya, well, Kuro was shocked to see that Luffy was there. And Kuro kind of nervous, and Luffy actually didn't know a lot of pirates from the East Blue, and could tell that was Kuro. Luffy pointed that out to Kaya, and Kaya trusts Luffy a lot more than Kuro does. Not a lot more than Kuro does. She trusts Luffy a lot more than she trusts Kuro, and called him out on it one day. But Luffy just, like, waiting downstairs, then he heard Kaya yell, like, "You're the infamous pirate Kuro!" Really, Kuro went to go kill Kaya, only for him to be hit in the back of the head by a giant lead ball from Usopp. Not a giant lead ball, but a lead ball nonetheless from Usopp. As the lead ball had hit Kuro right in the head, Kuro fell to his knees as there's blood coming off out of his head. Usopp's strength, the lead ball was a bit bigger than usual. It wasn't giant, but still a lead ball. Goes a bit dizzy from the lead ball hitting him right in the head, only for him to be kicked right out the door of the mansion by Luffy. Kuro got up pretty dizzy and began using shave on Luffy. The moment he actually was displaying it, Luffy was dodging every single attack like it was nothing. At this point, Luffy had turned about, I'd say probably like almost 19. I'd say he's just about 19 years old, and Ace Sabo had just turned 17. So yeah, well, Sabo had just turned 17 like 2 months ago. Ace had turned 17 at the beginning of the year, but yeah. But as Kuro began using shade, Luffy was dodging all of it. So Kuro got close enough, and Luffy just punched him right in the ribs, breaking a lot of them. I don't know what is with me and ribs today, but breaking them is going to be a big part of this what if. But as Kuro's just knocked out, well, eventually he does pass out and die because a broken bone punctured his lung. But Kuro dies from that. But Luffy, once he had to be back with Usopp, Kaya thanked Luffy, and Mary built Luffy a proper ship. Well, he built Luffy a ship, then built it a lot bigger because, well, Luffy had a decent-sized crew. The decent-sized crew was Mary has met all members of the crew because he sells Kaya to see Luffy. But, well, Mary had actually delivered the ship and it was a lot bigger than usual. Not as big as the Sunny, but still decently bigger than Mary, not as big as the Sunny. But once Luffy sees the ship, he's very thankful for Mary. Luffy had named the ship the Going Mary. And Mary had built the ship in the image of Luffy. And then instead of horns on the ship, well, there's horns on it, but like piercing the horns piercing the thing, it's this giant straw hat. And Luffy can like sit on that and just like lean back on it as like a very comfy chair. So yeah. And then the main Mary's just red, like the whatever isn't like a goat head or a ram head or anything, it's red. But one day as Luffy's just like relaxing, he ends up getting 2 visitors, which Zoro and Sanji are immediately on defense for. And Zoro actually set sail to fight someone at one point, just to go fight Koshiro one day. Because he got stronger, wanted to see who'd win. Koshiro basically won, but he met Johnny and Yosuke at one point. And then as this visitor approached, it was, well, Sabo. We point out it was a little brother. They're also shocked that they realize that Luffy actually has 2 siblings, not just the Straw Hat crew who he considers his nakama. He actually has a real sibling. Luffy does say that he has a deep relationship with Sabo than he does the Straw Hat pirates, but still, they're all his family. But still, Sabo does introduce himself to the Straw Hat crew. They're glad to meet him. Sabo actually does say he's enjoying Luffy's father as a revolutionary. Luffy in this one is aware of his father. He's aware of it completely. So, yeah. Garp had actually seen Dragon like watching over Luffy, and like in the distance, the Dragon had seen like he watched Luffy get stabbed in the back at 12 years old. He had to make sure someone was safe. I'd say it is basic father instinct if you see it happen. Unless you're Omni Man. But I assume Dragon is at least a decent person. So Dragon was talking with Luffy, then Garp had met Dragon, then told Luffy about Dragon. But yeah, Luffy sold Sabo good luck. That's really it. But everyone on the crew who knows who Dragon is, it's shock that's Luffy's father. By the way, with Luffy's new reputation, what he does is like just fighting random pirates and bounty hunters. His bounty way went from like 32 million all the way up to like 40 million. So he's that strong. But we can just go back on to like just I guess the time skip happening. But Sabo does leave. Sabo and Ace said that she came to see Luffy at one point, but it was at nighttime, so no one except Luffy was awake. And Luffy was just training with basically just martial art. But Luffy said hi to Ace. Ace left eventually, and yeah, and Ace still actually have the Mare no Mi, so he got it. But Luffy one day, by the time he's at least 20, he's not like by the time he's 22, then like when he's 22, that's when like the whole story starts, or the real story begins. But Luffy at 20 decides to go over Reverse Mountain like a year later. It goes over Reverse Mountain, then he meets Crocus and Laboon. Him and Laboon have like a whole fight, but Luffy isn't using the Mary, he's using like a basic ship, like it's kind of like a dinghy, but he's able to keep it together. But then as Luffy does fight against like Laboon, he beats him. With Laboon being defeated. So as Laboon's beaten, Luffy had made the same battle to Laboon once he gets his whole crew together. Crocus threw Luffy a log post asking Luffy to have like he asked Luffy if he had a navigator. He said he does. And with that, Crocus had thrown Luffy a log post, telling Luffy that his navigator will need to learn how to use this. Luffy had nodded, and Luffy actually asked Crocus who he was. Well, first Crocus asked Luffy who he was once he saw the straw hat and recognized it. Like, it took him like a bit to process it, but then asked Luffy who he was. His name is Straw Hat Luffy, or Luffy, but call him Straw Hat Luffy. Crocus says his name is Crocus, and he knows where that hat is from. He was on the same crew as Shanks. Luffy then says, "Oh, well, it's nice to know." So Luffy heads back over. 2 years pass, and now the Straw Hat crew is formed. Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, Nami, Usopp. They're all in one crew, and Hachi and Jinbei. Well, Jinbei had fought Ace. Still want to go over that whole incident. Sabo had asked for like Dragon at one point, and Dragon did question Sabo was at first. They recognized a grown up Sabo, not a 12-year-old Sabo, not a 10-year-old Sabo. So, yeah, but when you realized who it was, like, oh yeah, we're welcome to be aboard. I don't care. Well, then back to Ace. Ace had fought Jinbei, and Ace is a bit stronger because Luffy gave him a few devil fruit tips, and listened to Ace learning how to use the devil fruit a lot earlier and a lot faster. So, yeah, but Ace still actually learned how to use the devil fruit a bit faster, leading to a lot more techniques. And yeah, so basically as Sabo had not Sabo, as Ace had fought Jinbei. Well, with Ace's strength currently, he almost beats. Well, he does beat Jinbei actually. He actually knew a lot of martial arts. So with this, we just honestly just see. Eventually, Jinbei does question who trained Ace with these martial arts. Ace says his older brother. And Jinbei does question where Blue he's from. Ace says he's from like the pretty sure it was the South Blue, but then he was raised in the East. Jinbei actually does have an idea and asks if his brother is Monkey Luffy. He says, yeah, and then Jinbei's like, well, he asked me to be his ally before. Then if someone he trained is this strong, I definitely have to be an ally. And Ace would chuckle, saying, it's the right idea, he's a lot stronger than me. And Luffy it's just he can't hit Ace. That's really just it. He's a lot stronger than Ace, he just cannot hit him, and Ace cannot hit Luffy. Well, for moral and then for physical reasons, but yeah. But 2 years later, Strat's crew is formed, they go through East Blue. They kind of stop at the same places, just to pay a visit, but they're really short and brief. The whole Start Village arc doesn't happen. I guess the main thing would just be Baratier. That's the main thing. Baratier happens, they're hanging out there for a bit, And they like just Gin bursts in, Sanji gives them food, and then we have to go all the way on to like just the whole Don Krieg crew fighting against the Strike crew. But Don Krieg is kind of weary of Luffy because of how strong Luffy is, or his reputation. But the moment like the Don Krieg is like attack the Strike pirates, well Gin and Sanji fight, and Sanji obliterates Gin with no effort really. And then we should go on to see like Zoro just like see Zoro versus Pearl, and Zoro's like one shot Pearl, like just like straight up just cut all the shields in half, then cut Pearl. Well, I guess we're curious about Johnny Yosuke, who was mentioned earlier. Basically, what happened is Johnny Yosuke, they're allies of the Strike crew as well, but they mainly stay with they mainly stay with Koshiro to the fact that they need training with swords, so they stay with him mainly. But yeah, and they are with them at this point actually. When they stop by Shimosuke Village, they join with them. But as Pearl shields are all cut up, well, Johnny Yosuke yelled like combined onigiri and cut down Pearl. So yeah, it was done. Then it was done on Don Krieg versus Luffy, and Luffy beat him down pretty easily. Not even pulling his hands out of his pockets, kicking him all over the place. But then as he tried to use his like whole poison thing, Luffy straight up like grabbed him and threw him through his own ship, and then he's landed in the water with the poison going off. He threw Don Krieg through Don Krieg's ship, not Luffy's own ship. Had Don Krieg thrown through it. But as Don Krieg just like floated up to the surface and just pulled his mask off, saying, oh, "What the hell? What the hell? That was a waste of poison." But suddenly, as he looks up, he sees his ship flying down right at him. Luffy picked it up and threw it right at him. So that's like an Oars level feat. Like Luffy's just simply that strong already. But as Don Krieg's ship just hits him right in the face, well, Don Krieg is killed by that attack. And everyone does know this. It's like if he doesn't die, that's incredible. But the thing is, he would die because the only part that was looking up at the ship was his head, and then he got hit head first by that whole ship from Luffy. So Don Krieg, without a doubt, is dead. So yeah, both this eventually starts to leave. They head over Ridge Mountain. Laboon isn't in the way. Laboon had a feeling he shouldn't be in the way today. So yeah. And Laboon began calming down. So Vivi and Mr. 9 don't attack him. So Luffy and starts to meet Vivi. They meet Mr. 9, Vivi, Mr. 4, Mr. 5, and Miss Valentine at like they meet like he meets those four. Well, plus Miss Monday and Mr. 8, who is Igaram. He meets those six at Whiskey Peak. So Luffy had just basically arrived at So as they arrive at Whiskey Peak, they all do their own thing. But Luffy actually tell them like don't let down your guard. But Sanji can help it because there's pretty women, but they're able to help him be set straight. Because Sanji was just like basically asleep. Well, stronger Nami and stronger Usopp. When Sanji was about to be attacked in his sleep after just getting drunk around women. Well, Nami just used her staff, and then Usopp just used his slingshot and defeated them all. But Usopp at this point already has Kabuto, and the ship of the Mary is a bit bigger because they go back to Mary to actually enhance their ship and actually know how to repair it. But pause. So after the whole Don Krieg crew is defeated, well, first off, it's about to. Well, no, they already got to. Actually, something. I didn't mention one thing that was important early on. I was going to mention it when I told you guys how Luffy trained, which is just. So I have to mention how Luffy got stronger. I'll mention a scene. Doesn't end. Basically, Luffy, while he was training, by training I mean like beating up random pirate crews he found. That included Alvida's crew, and he basically sunk the whole ship. This was before even Kobe was a part of it. So Kobe was never part of Alvida's whole thing, and Kobe went to Shelltown, and then was able to be enrolled as a Marine. Then Kobe being Kobe, he was able to actually report Morgan, and Morgan got arrested. So the whole Shelltown incident happened without really any Straw Hat involvement. I forgot to mention that. Then he beat up Kuro's whole crew without ever meeting Kuro. So at this point, when he could have beaten up the whole crew, Kuro could have been on the crew. Also, he beat up Kuro's crew like a week after he defeated Kuro himself. But back on the strats. Usopp and Nami defend Sanji while he's asleep. Eventually wakes up and defeats everyone in his way. and it leads to Vivi being defeated by Nami, and then Mr. 9 being defeated by Usopp, and Mr. 8 being defeated by Usopp. Miss Monday was defeated by Zoro, which is his raw physical strength. Then with Mr. 5, well, he got the hands from Luffy, and Luffy just punched him out. So Mr. 5 is handled easily by Luffy. And then, well, Mr. Valentine's pretty easily handled, I'll say, by Nami. So yeah, Nami just hits her over the head with the staff full force and knocks her out. So yeah. But after that, we move on to yes, Little Garden's relatively easy. It's just Mr. 3 cannot capture any of the strats in his whole clay thing. Not clay, I mean, will wax thing. So with that, well, with Mr. 3 not being able to capture any straw hats, we just see Zoro just end him in one onigiri. And yeah. And after that, we just go on to I guess most of the other two arcs remain the same. Yeah, it remains the same, just with Walpole, Luffy beats his ass with no effort. And then we go on to just the next arc being Alabasta. Alabasta, that means pretty similar. It's just the Straw Hats win against all the numbers with literally no effort. Zoro, the one Mr. One let out for an attack. Zoro just used one sword style and cut him down, just speed blitzed him that easily. Mr. One hit the ground just unconscious with just how much blood he lost in that one slash. Well, on to Nami versus Double Finger, and Nami already has climb attack. She got a climb attack at this point at around the point of them going. I'd say probably in Little Garden, she got her climb attack and she learned how to use it already. And her thumb tempo was able to drop Miss Double Finger. On to Sanji versus Mr. 2. And Sanji kind of abandoned a bit of his code because Luffy did say that female pirates will always attack Sanji, and there will not always be Nami around to help him in the fights. So yeah, Sanji had just learn to attack some women if they attack him first. He had to learn the rule from Luffy: if they put your hand on you first, fight back. So yeah. But then Mr. 1 was not Mr. 1. His show wasn't really didn't have a female appearance until he turned into a woman using his devil fruit. So Sanji just gave him the hands and no effort. But it still lead to Mr. 2 earlier showing a lot of them their chest areas. But yeah. But we just have to go all the way on to. So, pause. So, Sanji beats up Mr. 2 pretty easily, and then Mr. We have to go to Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas. They do meet Chopper, and Chopper was able to get accustomed to the shots relatively quickly. Chopper beats Miss Merry Christmas pretty easily. And Usopp with Mr. 4 was actually an exact equal in his power, exactly equal to him in everything, besides strength. Yeah, Usopp was stronger than usual, but still not like Mr. 4 levels of strong. So, yeah. So Mr. 4 is beaten by Usopp, but Usopp still didn't So Mr. 4 doesn't put Usopp in the full body cast, but still Usopp has 2 broken arms. So it's kind of hard for him to be what was it? A sniper with 2 broken arms. But yeah, we have to move on to the next arc, not next arc, just the next fight being Crocodile. I know I said arc, next fight. Next fight is Luffy versus Crocodile, and Luffy beat Crocodile pretty easily. Then the Crocodile would have tried to stab Luffy. Luffy wasn't on guard at all, and was actually pretty tired. But still, Luffy kind of fought Crocodile to a standstill without being stabbed. But he did get a very severe cut, up his chest. So yeah. But after that, Luffy just nonetheless just left. Just left Alabasta when Crocodile was defeated by Luffy second time. They fought to a standstill the first time. Second time, it was just a complete knockout from Luffy, just a few blows. Robin's on the crew, and then the next arc would be Jaya. But I'm in this part here. If you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe, comment for another part. Chopper's on the crew, so is Robin, and they gotta learn how to fight. So yeah, bye.